Oh yes, sorry. Give me a moment. Let me make sure that everybody is able to type in the chat. Give me a second. Everyone. All right. Uh, could you try to type in the chat box instead of the Q&A box to see if you are able to chat with me? Okay. Okay. Let me see everyone. All right. Could you try to type in the chat box? See if it works right now. All right. That's great. Okay. So today will be a very um it'll be a great session for us because we'll be going through live trading. So yeah, let me just let's wait for maybe 1 to 2 more minutes before we begin so that if there are any other attendees that are together with us, they'll be able to catch up on the what we are going through. All right, so let's wait for maybe 1 to 2 more minutes. Okay, so let's just begin for now. Hey guys, welcome back to another live trading session brought to you by IronFX. All right, so today will be pretty simple, and let me show you guys what we'll be going through. But before that, just to introduce myself, I'm Moon Hong, and I'm an investment analyst at Everest Fortune Group. All right, and what will we be covering for today's session? Right, so we'll be covering the key economic events for this week. Just now we had the GBP Flash Manufacturing PMI and GBP Flash Services PMI, and for tomorrow we have the USD Flash Manufacturing PMI as well as the USD Flash Services PMI. All right, so these are just the news events left for this week. And after going through the news events, I'll be going through DXY, gold, oil, and any FX pairs that you guys want me to go through with you. All right, so feel free to type in the chat box what which currency pairs that you guys want me to go through, and then I will guide you guys along. All right. So let's just move on to the news events, right? Earlier today, we had the Euro French Flash Manufacturing and Services PMI, and the actual data was actually 4.42.6, which is less than the forecast data, right? This meant a negative outlook for the euro currency, right? As well as it being contracting still, right? Means that if I were to click on the details, right? So below 50 indicates contraction and above 50 indicates industry expansion. So what does contraction and expansion mean? So in this case, 42.6 means that there is contraction, right? And contraction just means that the markets is looking not too good for this currency itself, meaning that economic health is not having a positive outlook. All right, so That's why later on I'll go on to the charts to show you guys how these news affect the markets. And also we have the GBP Flash Manufacturing PMI, which actually just happened 30 minutes ago. All right. The actual data was positive, right? Meaning that it was higher than the forecasted data. And if I were to expand the details, right, it's the same as this Euro one, meaning that contraction and expansion, right? In this case, it is still contracting, but it did better than the forecasted data. So this could lead to a positive outlook for the GBP currency, right? And for the flash services PMI, the result was actually above 50 already. So this could mean GBP would rise, right? So if I were to go to the charts itself, right, let me go to GBP USD. All right, so that's why we saw an increase. Oh, let me just change this. Okay, let me hop on to the 1 hour, right? So at 5 p.m., roughly about there, right? We had this big push upwards at 5:30, right? We had this major push upwards because remember, the data was good for the GBP currency, right? That's why we saw such a push upwards. And if you caught this move, you will have gotten a profit of about 55 pips. All right, so however, if you were to look at Euro USD, right, at let's see 4 p.m., which is roughly about here, right? We saw a push upwards, and then due to the news, we saw a push downwards. All right, so this caused a negative outlook for Euro USD, and you can see right now, Euro USD is actually consolidating right here. Okay, so but if you were to look on the higher time frame, right? On the higher time frame, it is definitely still bullish. Why? Because if you were to go to the daily time frame, right, we can see such a strong push upwards, this bullish engulfing candle, all right? And price broke internal structure, meaning this level right here, as well as this high right here. So breaking these highs meant that Euro USD will definitely be bullish, at least until this area right here, right, which is about 1.1015. Okay, and if you were to go to the H4 chart, you can see that you can look at the beautiful market structure of Euro USD, right? It created a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and higher high, higher low. So what can we expect next? Higher high, right? Or at least up to 1.0957. So if I were to mark out these levels right here, right? So we have our first support at this level where it is a overlap support right now. Okay, we also have our second support, which is 61.8% right here, because this is a strong level of pullback support, right? You could definitely take this level as well, right? But this is pretty, I would say pretty close to one another, right? It's about less than 50 pips, right, on the H4 time frame. So that's not a big difference. And this level of support is not that strong, right? So it can be easily broken if price were to come up here, come down, break this level and probably come down here. So if you take buys over here, right? If you take buys over here, it will not work most of the time because it is not a strong level of support. All right. In comparison to this level of second support, right? We have one touch here, right? Once price broke this level, it became a resistance. All right, and then price almost reached this area as a resistance as well, and then eventually broke past it, right? So what's next? After a resistance being broken, it could become a support, right? So this would allow us to take a ideal buy trade here at this zone. right? But if you look at current price, right, current price is not anywhere near here. So what we're looking at will be for price to break past this level of resistance, come back down here, and then you can take a buy all the way up to at least this area right here. And ideally, what I'm looking at is for price to break, and then I'll put my stops slightly below here, 20 pip stop loss, and my targets will be 1:4, right about this resistance level. All right, or I'll rather put it right here at the candle, at the body of the candlestick. Okay, so this is one of the ideal trades for Euro USD. So um, there are two scenarios whereby you can look for the break and the retest, and then you trade this simple break and retest, or you could potentially look to sell at this zone right here after it creates a um something like a double top, right? So this will be your supply zone, and then you can look for sales right here. Okay, so this would be for Euro USD. All right, so let's see GBP USD. Okay, so for GBP USD, if I were to reset all these drawings, right? So I have a very clean chart. Let me just show you guys how I would attempt to trade this pair, right? So for GU, we already have a break above this resistance level right here. So if I were to draw a box right here, and then if price manages to close above, right, and then test this level, I would choose to take buys over here. All right, but of course, I will need stronger price action, meaning that price has to close above this resistance level before I take a buy. Okay, so if I were to mark out this as my resistance level, so let's mark this out as our first resistance. Okay, and then, oh, sorry, it became a support right now. All right, so our next level where we will look at will be this level over here. Right, we have two levels, two touches right here. Okay, so this could be our second level of support. And then what about our third level, our second level of resistance would be right here, where price actually respected this resistance level, and then we could expect price to rise up to this resistance level, okay, before it starts to come down, and then we can look for buys. All right, and then our target, right, you can see right here, it could be, since we are towards the end of the year, price could definitely come and take out these highs over here because there's so much liquidity left over here, right? So if I were to take a look at the daily time frame, we are very bullish, right? Because price has broken multiple structures. This was our change in character. This was the break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. All right. And hence we are bullish on the daily. If you go to the weekly, right, we are also looking to, let's see, weekly isn't so clear right now, but for daily, H4 and H1, we are bullish. Okay, so yeah, so your buyer should actually be buys instead of selling. All right. So let's take a look at, this would be a great level. Let's say price close above here, and then we take let's see, we take our Fibo. Right, so your stops will be placed slightly below the 23.6% Fibo retracement. Okay, and then your targets, right? Your targets, once price reaches this first resistance, you should shift your stop loss to break even. Okay, and then let the rest of the trade run. Okay, and your target, let's say price reaches the first resistance and actually breaks past this first resistance, right? Then where should you target next? I will target this level right here. This will be my next target. Okay, so essentially we are looking for strong bullish movement for GBP USD. So let's see how GBP USD actually fare around this area right here. And if price tends to consolidate, right, I would say price would be moving slightly slower right now because it's the lunch period for um it's the lunch period for the banks right now in 15 minutes time, right? So we could possibly see some consolidation all the way until 7:30, right? And that's when we actually see proper movements, right, for GBP USD. Okay, so my bias is buys, right? We are looking to become bullish from here onwards. Okay, so how about gold, right? Let's see gold. Okay, if I were to clear my drawings, right, this will be my level of support right here. Okay, right, we have two different touches. Price actually respected this area. And then we have another level of support right here. Okay, then what about our resistance levels? Our resistance levels, we have a strong level of resistance right here. All right, and since the body of let's see how this candle closes, right? But this is our first resistance. You can see how gold actually respects this pullback resistance or pullback support levels pretty nicely. So you could use that as an advantage next time. But we could possibly see if price breaks this low right here, right? Then price could potentially come down, test this level, and then continue downwards. So since we have seen that the price for gold has been respecting pullback resistance levels or pullback support levels pretty nicely, right? So we can expect to see let's say if gold breaks this low, right? So imagine if gold is already here, gold comes up to touch this level of pullback resistance, it will probably come down to match this low right here. Okay, so if I were to take this trade, I will aim for shorts, right? My stops placed slightly here, right here, and then my target will be over here. Or if you want to play it safe, you can put your stops above this high over here or this level, right? And then your target is to target this low over here. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if I were to draw a Fibo projection, where could price be? $61.8. Okay, Fibo projection doesn't work. Should be at the 50%. Yep. Let's see. Okay, so by just using certain key levels and proper market structure, you can tell that price could potentially break this low right here and test this level and come down, right? Yep. Okay, so if you were to go back to GBP USD, later on we'll come back and see right now again and see how price will react to this level. We want to see the H4 candle actually closing. Let's see how many time. Oh, this is a fresh H4 candle, right? So we should see later on, right, in about 3 hours time, how price actually reacts to this pullback support level right here. Okay. Okay, then this is for gold. And as for oil, okay, so for oil, right, we have bearish news right here. So if I were to show you guys oil news investing.com, right? So if I were to click on this news right here, you can see that there was a 1%, 1.2% decrease in for crude oil, right? And as well as Brent oil, right? So if I were to click on the news right here, you can see crude losses deepen, right? US retailers holiday worries. What's moving the markets, right? So you can click on this news right here and then see how price is actually what are the sentiments of these people for oil, right? Because it gives you a fundamental idea of how oil is moving and what is the um overall outlook for oil. So as you all know that the today is Thanksgiving, so we have the US equity markets will be closed, right? And you can see right here, crude losses deepen amid OPEC plus uncertainty. This OPEC plus news has been moved to November 30th, right? And you can see right here, oil prices fell Thursday, adding to the previous session's sharp losses as the unexpected delay in an upcoming OPEC plus meeting spurred uncertainty over the extent of the intended reduction in supplies, right? So we have a negative outlook fundamental wise, but let's take a look at technical analysis, right? So you can see right here, right off the bat, I have my first resistance level, okay? And I also have a, let's see, we have a second resistance level right here. I'll say this would be a stronger second resistance level, right? As compared to just a single swing high over here. All right. So let's see what about our support? Our support level is actually pretty far, which is this level over here. This is my first support, and this is my second support. Okay, so by looking at this chart, let's take a look at the overall structure. So looking at the overall structure, right, starting off from daily, right, we have after a bullish run, we have now become bearish, right? Because price created a low right here, lower high, lower low. Oh, sorry, right? Created a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So lower high, what can we expect next? Most probably a lower low, depending on how price decides to move. And on H4, we can clearly see that price is now in a bearish downtrend, right? Because after this strong candle push upwards, right, it didn't break this high. So if this candle did not break this high, then we are still bearish, right? And price could potentially still hover around here, maybe in consolidation, before if it decides to break this swing low support level, right? If you break this swing low support level, we have a very clear idea that oil will continue down to this next level right here. Okay, so this is how you trade your key levels based off market structure itself. Okay, so let's see. Yep. So it will probably still remain within this level over here. So there's a chance that you may be able to trade the range, right? And but it's a pretty big range, right? So if you want to trade this range, if price comes here, doesn't break, right? You can trade it back out up all the way here and then down here. So we are expecting price to be bearish and see how it actually fare right here, right? If it is bearish, right, wait for the break around slightly around here before you take a sell. Okay, and your target will be right at this low right here or even lower depending on your risk appetite. All right. Okay, so we also have a request for Euro CHF. Okay, let's see, Euro CHF. Let's just use forex.com, right? Okay, so for Euro CHF, right? So let's take a look at, yes, that is correct. CHF has always been strong. If I were to look at, let's see, CHF, let's just take CHF JPY as an example, right? You can see right here, CHF has been very strong, right? And we recently saw a sharp move downwards before coming back up, right? But we are still probably bullish for CHF JPY, right? So CHF, because CHF currency in general is very strong. So if you were to look at Euro CHF, if CHF is strong, right, then Euro CHF will fall because they have a negative correlation with one another, right? So if you want to trade this pair, let's see where you can look for sells, right? I would say a safe bet for you to take sells would be right around this level right here, okay? Because it is a strong level of resistance over here. Okay, 78.6. All right, so this level, we have confirmation that it could be a possible sell. Why? Because price actually had a shift in momentum here. So where should you look at for sales? Right, ideally, the level that you should look at for sales would be either at the 78.6% Fibo retracement level, or at the your sell zone should be right about here. Yep, and I think this is a 10 pip difference, right? Because we have a Fibo projection drawing from this swing low support or swing low level, right, to this swing high and this swing low. That's why we have a 100% Fibo projection at this first resistance level over here. All right, and also, right, if you were to take a look at the 78.6% Fibo retracement level, price could possibly react to this 78.6% and then start coming down. All right, so I would say your safe bet would be to enter the midpoint and your stops placed above these highs right here, which is only a 11.8 pip stop loss, right? I mean, of course, hit the parity at some point. It's hard to say, because yeah, I would say that's a good question because um in my opinion, I would say that since we are looking at the bearish side, right? So uh yeah, I would say that this is the more likely situation for Euro CHF. I would say this could probably give you an ideal risk to reward ratio because of how price is moving right now, right? So price broke this low, right? And then the body, especially closed below this low. So we could expect price to come up at least to the 78.6% Fibo retracement level before you look for a sell. All right. And it's only a 12 pip stop loss. So your target could possibly be maybe 1:3 right here. All right. And uh pips. Okay, let's see. Let me show you guys. Let's say you have a 1,000 USD dollar account, risk 1%, stop loss 12 pips, pair Euro CHF, right? So you check USD CHF, asking price 1.8830. Okay, so if you are using standard lots, you should use 0.15 for because 12 pip stop loss, you're only risking 1%. So you can afford to use 0.15 lots for this trade, right? And then your target will be 1:3. Yep, so you're risking $10. Yeah, I would say yeah, risking $10 to earn $30, which is pretty decent, I would say, right? So yeah, this is for Euro CHF. So that's for Juha. Um, okay, how about Damir? Do you have any pairs that you want me to look at as well? Euro NOR. Oh, that's exotic pair, I think. Oh, you mean NOK? Okay. I think for this one, right? Euro NOK, the spreads is Juha, is the spreads actually kind of big? Like because it's one of the more exotic pairs, right? So are the spreads kind of big? Let's see. Oh, the spreads is actually pretty huge. Okay, but let's see right here. We have our intermediate resistance level right here. Okay, our next level of resistance is actually pretty far because you can see right here, there's no other levels that I can see. Maybe this level right here, right? But it has been broken through without respecting it. Um, so I would say that this level is weak and we shouldn't trade this level right here. But for this pair, I would suggest to stay out of this because um for this pair, right, to reach the you can tell it doesn't really respect any level of either pullback resistance or proper resistance levels, right? Because we can see right here, if I were to take a sell, I'll be looking at this level over here. I will be taking a sell and then my stops placed above this height, right? But this is, I would say, I think 67 pips if I'm not wrong, right? And my target, I would have hit my target right here, which is a quick 1:2. But let's say, based on psychology itself, right? If I were to enter this trade, I would have immediately been in drawdown, right? Almost hitting my stop loss before I actually profit. So at this point, I would suggest this pair is not a really good pair to begin with to trade for day trading, right? Especially, I'm not sure how it works in general, but from what I can tell, it does not really respect pullback support and resistance levels. Probably resistance levels, right? But not pullbacks. Okay, so let's see. It actually respects supply and demand sometimes, right? Because um let's see over here, if I have a level, I have a sell zone right here. Price touches this zone, simply just take a sell, right? Okay, so this, if you entered right here, you would most probably profit. You enter right here, you would definitely have profited. You enter right here in profits for a bit before hitting your stop loss, right? So this pair is actually pretty interesting. But if you were to take a look at current price, this is my current demand zone right now. So let me just label this as green box. Yes, that's true. It isn't, it's neither euro or GBP currency, but it has its own way of moving, and I have not done enough research on this, but based on my own knowledge, right? This level right here is a level where you should watch out for. If price breaks this level of um intermediate resistance, then we can see bullish movement, right? If I were to go to the daily, we are, I would say, if we go to the daily, um we are definitely bearish, right? Because we have a break of structure right here, right? This is essentially your market shift, and then we have a break of structure right here, and we have a new low, right? So price could definitely start to hover around this area. Okay, this level right here. Actually, a long time ago, Euro and okay, and it was profitable, but now it would need more. Yes, yeah, I agree. Definitely agree with you because it may be slightly trickier, right? If let's say you were riding this whole uptrend, right, you will have profited, I would say, quite a bit because this pair actually is pretty volatile, right? You can see a lot of huge bearish or bullish candles, right? But there are also a lot of wicks, right? Means that you can see right here, just this level itself just this level itself, it had so many wicks created at the top right here, okay? And it was trading in a range before it actually did a fake out, okay? And then right here, price actually shoot back up into this range right here. Okay, so this if you guys actually know or want to know more about this um strategy. So this looks something similar to the accumulation, manipulation, and distribution phase because this is called power of three. So this could be applied for almost every major pair, but I'm not sure for this exotic pair, will this work or not, right? So, but just to re-emphasize, right, I'm looking for price, let's say if price breaks past this level, we could become bullish again. But if price decides to drop from this level right here, let's say you take a sell position, all right, stops placed above this wick right here. Okay, 26 pips stop loss target right at this level over here. All right, so if I were to take a slightly riskier trade, this will be the one, right? And we can see if we go to the 1 hour, okay, price could definitely try and break this level of this low right here before the New York session comes. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at for Euro and OK. All right, so let's see. Okay, so Juha, is this okay? Do you take note of that? Just in case. All right, great. Let's see. How about let's take a look at GJ, right? Um, so my sentiment for GJ, right, is essentially I'm looking for sales right here at this 78.6% pullback resistance level. Okay, so you can see right here, price actually broke past this level of pullback resistance, even on the H4. All right, and price is now it closed below, and then it's now hovering below this area right here. But if I were to take a sell, right, you'll be going against the current market structure, which is bullish, right? or you can take a short-term sell position, stop place above this high, your target right at this level right here. Okay, so this is essentially right now my first resistance. This is my first support. This is my second support. Then I will get rid of all this. Only put 78.6. This is gone as well. Okay, so this we have a clean chart for GJ. All right. Of course, I'm leaning towards buys, but you can see right here, price broke structure level again, and could potentially go up to this second resistance level. That's why I haven't taken a proper sell position. I am actually waiting for price to break pass, break pass, consolidate, and then boom to this to this second resistance level over here. Okay, so break pass, consolidate, and then your target is right here. So let me just draw a long position. Stops placed below right here. Targets this second resistance. Okay, so because on the H4, on the H4, if price decides to close, yeah, on the H4, if price decides to close above this first resistance, then we are looking for buys, right? And our target is right at this second resistance level at 188.17. All right, so this is what I'm looking for GBP JPY. All right, so I hope you guys took down those pairs that I'm actually looking at. All right, so let's see how those plays out. GBP USD. All right, so you can see right here, GBP USD just seems like a good buy opportunity, right? So yeah, because price has been hovering above this pullback support level and could potentially come up all the way to our second resistance level right here. Okay, so if you were to take a look at GBP JPY, because both GBP pairs move the same, right? I wouldn't say totally the same, but similar in a sense. We can take a buy trade, but of course for GJ, we need it to close above before we take a proper buy, right? So that's what I'm looking at. Euro GBP, good buys right here. Those were good buys, and then this will have been my stop loss. Take profit will have been at this pullback resistance level over here. Okay. All right. So yeah. Any other pairs that you guys want me to go through with you, please let me know so that I can guide you along, right? Euro silver. Huh. Okay, let's see Euro silver. Euro? Euro silver. I don't think there's such a pair, right? Not that I know of, but and I can't find it right here. I don't think it exists. Euro silver? Oh, all right. So silver. Okay, let's see. XAU A. Okay. Okay, so we are looking at silver. All right, so let's see. Hold on. XAU. Oh, I actually found it. Juha, do you mean this silver euro? Is this the one that you're actually talking about? All right. Okay, so I found it. Let me just go through with you. Let's see. Okay. All right, we have our first resistance right here. Second resistance is pretty strong. Second resistance. All right, so first support. Okay, first support right here. Second support, we have a strong second support over here. All right, so okay, so after plotting this chart, right, we can tell for price, so if we were looking at recent price, right, we have our first resistance over here, we have our second resistance over here. Okay, roughly about right here. Okay, so what we are looking at for this pair, right, is for it to come down to this level of first support, right, before we see if price wants to break or respect this second support level. All right, but if I were to look on the H1 chart, right, if I were to take a recent sell, I will wait for price to successfully break this low. Okay. Then I will enter a sell position, stops placed above this high, right? My target will be this low right here. Because if price actually breaks these lows, then price can continue its bearish trend, right? It will do something like this, whereby it will come down here, take out these lows, come back up, right? And then slowly make its way down to our first support level. All right. So, but be careful of this wick right here. If I want to trade this pair, I will keep my stops to the minimum because it's very volatile, right? So you can see there are so many wicks over here for this pair, right? There are so many long wicks over here, all the different wicks, right? So this means that this pair moves pretty quickly, okay? And it's an exotic pair as well. So I guess you have a passion in trading exotic pairs, right, Juha? So let's see how this fares, right? But if we were to take a look on the higher time frame, we can see that this consolidation, right? We can see this consolidation area right here on the 15-minute time frame could indicate that price can become bearish, right? Maybe this could be the manipulation. This will be the distribution, and price could either come back down or continue its bearish momentum. Okay, so for this pair, it may be pretty hard for you to monitor because it consolidates a lot, right? If you are on the 15-minute time frame, it's very hard for it to make a strong push, if not for consolidation, right? So you can see consolidate. So all this liquidity right here, price takes it out, right? Stays in a channel, okay? And once it has the breakout, it really will break out. So I guess this pair is very susceptible to breakouts, right? So you can definitely trade the breakouts for this pair. So if we were to take a look at the breakout, where would price be, right? We can definitely see price breaking down and becoming bearish, at least until this level of support right here. Okay, so this is something that you need to take note of. So basically, this pair is it's very common for this pair to have a breakout and then a retest, right? If I were to clear all this chart, right? So let's say I'm just trading based off the breakout and the retest. Okay, so let's see right here. If I were on the 15-minute time frame, okay, this level is my demand zone, broke, right? So break already. Then I'll look at the 5-minute time frame. In 5-minute time frame, let's say it broke. Let's say I have a short position right here. Okay, stops placed above roughly this area to give price space to breathe. All right, and then it will, let's say you're targeting this low. All right, you will have hit your take profit easily. All right. Okay, so this is what we are looking at for XAGEUR. All right, so Juha, was that okay for you? Yes, no worries. Okay, so yeah, um if there aren't any more pairs, I will just end this live training session, right? Yes, so no worries, welcome, and I'm glad that I was able to help you. Okay, so yeah, let's see, I've went through Euro USD, GBP USD, um, gold, oil, and the exotic pairs. Okay, so hope this answers your questions. All right, so before I end this session, thank you guys for being attentive. And if you guys have if you guys are interested in joining our live training session next time, feel free to join us. And remember to always stay safe, trade safe, and I'll see you guys until next time. All right. Take care and bye bye.